In life, we often believe that hard work is the only key to success. We grow up hearing that the more effort we put in, the more rewards we will receive. But have you ever wondered, is hard work alone truly enough? Sometimes, hard work needs to be accompanied by wisdom, strategy, and awareness. Think about a lamp that burns all day and all night. It gives light continuously, without asking for appreciation. Yet no one notices it. But the moment it suddenly turns off, everyone looks toward it, realizing how important it actually was. Human beings are no different. If we never help others understand our presence, our value, or our contribution, then one day people may simply assume we are unnecessary, even if we are the ones holding everything together. And this is exactly what the story of a young factory worker teaches us. Many years ago, inside a busy and noisy factory, there worked a young man. He was hardworking, honest, and quietly determined to build a good future. His mentor was an elderly craftsman, an experienced worker respected by everyone. The old man had spent his entire life mastering his skill, and he saw great potential in the young worker. He used to tell him, "Work with full focus. Don't waste energy on unnecessary gossip. Learn every skill in this factory until no one can replace you. Become so good that your absence is felt before your presence." The young man respected his mentor deeply and followed every lesson like a promise. 10 long years passed. The elderly craftsman eventually retired, and the young worker took his place. He became one of the most skilled people in the entire factory, perhaps even better than the old mentor had been in his youth. He worked silently. He worked sincerely. He worked without expecting anything. But he also worked without showing his importance. One day, after many difficult months, the young man decided to visit his old mentor. The elder welcomed him warmly, but he quickly noticed something was bothering his student. His face looked tired, his shoulders heavy with stress. "What happened, my child?" the old craftsman asked softly. "Is there a problem at work?" The young man finally opened up. "I followed everything you taught me. I work with focus. I avoid unnecessary talk. I've mastered every task in the factory. No one can do things better than me. And yet, the people who don't even have half of my skill have been promoted. They earn more. They receive more respect. But my salary is almost the same as when I worked under you." He paused, frustration shaking his voice. "What did I do wrong?" The elderly craftsman looked at him carefully and asked, "Do you believe you have become important to this factory?" "Yes," the young man said confidently. "No one can replace me." The mentor nodded slowly and said, "Then do something. Take a day off tomorrow." The young man was surprised. "Take leave? But I never take leave." "That is exactly why," the mentor replied with a knowing smile. "You need rest. And the factory also needs to see something." Although confused, the young man trusted his mentor. He applied for a day off. The next day, when he returned to work, something unexpected happened. His manager called him into the office and said, "Because you were absent yesterday, the factory experienced big problems. The machines didn't run smoothly. The tasks you normally handle with ease created delays. We realized how important you are. So today, we are promoting you to senior technician." The young man was overjoyed. He thanked his mentor in his heart, thinking, "So this is the real secret of success." From that day on, every time he felt he wasn't valued enough, he took a day off. And every time, things seemed to improve for him. Months passed this way. Then one morning, something happened that he never expected. When he reached the factory gate, the security guard stopped him. "You can't enter," the guard said. "Your name has been removed from the employee list." Confused and shaken, the young man rushed to the manager's office, only to hear the most painful words. "You are no longer needed. We found someone else to take your place." Felt like his entire world had crashed. Heartbroken, the young man went straight to his old mentor. His eyes were full of anger, disappointment, and hurt. "I did everything you said," he cried. "I worked exactly according to your advice. So why did I lose my job?" The elderly craftsman looked at him with calm eyes and said gently, You learned only half the lesson, not the whole lesson. What do you mean? The young man asked. The mentor took a deep breath. You understood that if a lamp always stays on, no one notices it. People value it only when it suddenly goes out. This part you learned very well. But, the old man continued, you ignored the second part of the lesson. The young man leaned forward, desperate to understand. What is the second part? The mentor spoke slowly, letting every word sink in. If a lamp keeps going out again and again, people will eventually replace it with a better one. He placed a hand on the young man's shoulder. Everyone needs to feel valued, but if you keep disappearing to prove your importance, people will stop relying on you. They will look for someone more consistent. White medium star, the real lesson of life. The mentor continued, this happens in life too. We often take our loved ones for granted because they're always there. But the day they stop being there, only then do we realize their worth. So don't wait for people to lose you before understanding your value. And at the same time, don't disappear repeatedly just to prove you matter. Balance is the real key. He smiled kindly. Work hard. Work wisely. Show your value, don't hide it or over-display it. Stability is as important as skill. The young man finally understood the complete lesson, one that would stay with him for the rest of his life.